SARS stands for Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome. It is a highly contagious virus that affects the way your respiratory system works. SARS falls under infectious disease, which is a category caused by pathogenic microorganisms. It is a severe form of pneumonia. Some examples of diseases that fall into the same infectious disease category are AIDS, influenza, malaria, measles, pneumonia, and strep throat. It was first identified in November of 2002 in China, but the exact origins of SARS is unknown. However, the Chinese government did not inform the World Health Organization of this serious disease until early 2003. From 2002 to 2003, the outbreak infected over 8,000 people. There has been no recent reports of SARS since 2003, and it has been contained. The vector of transmission for SARS is coughing, talking, or sneezing. It is passed through face-to-face contact. It is also easily transmittable through objects many people touch, such as doorknobs or tabletops. You can tell if you have SARS through the many symptoms the diseases show. Some symptoms include coughing, difficulty breathing, a fever, and any other breathing issues, with the most common symptoms being chills, shaking, coughing, headaches, and muscle aches. SARS cannot be diagnosed by a doctor with just knowing the symptoms alone. There is no quick test for SARS. A chest x-ray could be required to diagnose the disease, and various other tests could be used as well. The people with the highest risk factor for developing SARS are the people that had direct or close contact with an infected person, or contact with a person that has traveled to a place where SARS is being spread locally.
The population that SARS usually affects is any population that does not have the disease contained. Various cells and tissues are affected as well, and is easily transmitted from person to person. The same cells are affected as the cells in a common cold. SARS infects the host by infecting tissue that comes into contact with the virus. It is transmitted from droplets in the air when a person sneezes, coughs, or talks, much like many other common contagious viruses. Severe acute respiratory syndrome affects the tissues of our organs. It harms the system by infecting the epithelial cells of the lungs and intestines. SARS is a lower respiratory virus, and the main complication of SARS is pneumonia, which is a very serious illness that can affect the lungs. The symptoms that come along with SARS can be very uncomfortable for the victim of the virus, as well as painful if severe and long-lasting. Unfortunately, there are no treatments currently available to treat the illness, although scientists are studying to find one. Antibiotics are inefficient since the disease is not bacterial. There is not a cure yet for SARS either. Victims of the disease can die from its effects, or the person's cells can fight it off before the foreign cell invaders completely attack the entire body. It could also have long-lasting effects, which means it can eventually turn into pulmonary fibrosis, osteoporosis, femoral necrosis. Since there is no cure or treatment, scientists are working hard to discover medication that is successful, but they have not found much yet.